Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the Ultimate Team Career Mode series here. Like I said, the uploads are going to be a little sporadic. Hopefully this week, since I am on break from college, I will be able to get a few videos out this week. Hopefully one every day. We'll see how it goes though. Here we're going to continue on with the Career Mode side of things. Like I said, now that we're out of the tournament that we were in the beginning of the season, we're going to be doing a format where we play 2 career mode games and 1 ultimate team game every week to see how far we move forward and what we can do. Obviously we want to try to get as many good performances here as we can so that we can actually use our coins in ultimate team and our money in career mode to strengthen our squad before we actually start off with this season. Right now I think we have a team that could challenge maybe in this division of the German Bundesliga 2, but I want to get a stronger team because I think my defense is still a little too weak, and it's really something that I need to focus on along with my midfield. Here we actually go down 1-0 pretty early on in the game, nothing too crazy, but you never want to give up a goal in the 13th minute. And then here in the 18th minute, just breaking down our defense one more time. Obviously when you play an ultimate team with bronze players, it's not as bad because there are other factors that go in with ultimate team that kind of balance the game out a little bit more. But whenever you're playing in career mode, if you have the worse off team, you're going to have a bad time unless you just play out of your mind. Here with 3 debuts in the team, it obviously makes it kind of difficult to learn how to play with your squad and actually understand all the movements that your players are making and everything like that. So it was really just trying to figure out what players need to play where, how I need to play with certain players. I think I need to mess around with some of the movement and stuff like that goes on in the side. But we'll see. I'm still pretty confident with the team, even though we are kind of uncomfortable right now. Here I end up getting a lucky deflection that ends up turning into an own goal. Matthias is going to take the credit for that. Nonetheless, the keeper just knocks it out, and the defender, I guess, tried to clear it and just knocked it straight in. So we'll definitely take the goal nonetheless. Brings us back to 2-1, going closer to the second half. So we just wanted to make sure we could keep pushing forward and try to get another goal out of this game. If we could draw before I start getting some of these other players in, I would take that as a pretty good result. But I know it's going to be difficult with the level of players that we have. The one worry I do have about this series that I wouldn't have had a problem before this FIFA is the career mode manager rating, because I'm spending a lot of money because I got a lot of money from the board for them having a board takeover. But because the goals were given to me prior to, I was actually supposed to cut down wages. Obviously, because I'm buying players, I'm actually increasing wages, and it's causing problems with me and the board, and it's making my manager rating go down. I think if I can get good enough performances in the league and the cup, then we'll be fine. But we're also kind of running out of money, so really I think the players that we sign by the end of this window are probably the only players that we're going to be able to sign this year, which is a little disappointing because I did want to sign players in January once I got a little bit more coinage from Ultimate Team and in career mode, or have money from career mode from a cup win or something, hopefully down the road. But not as many competitions for me to put myself into, so it's really going to come down to just building up my bank in Ultimate Team, winning as many games as I can there. Obviously win both the divisions that we're in, which is going to be a challenge in itself because of the team that we're going to be given for both division 10 and 9 if we get there. So like I said, we want to make sure we get as many good, strong players that I can play around an Ultimate Team so that I can win an Ultimate Team and have that money set aside for the start of the next season. And honestly, the board only wants me to survive basically and not get bottom of the table. So I can definitely do that. I know this team can at least get mid-table, if not higher. I think we will definitely put out good performances. We did lose that first game. It is what it is. Going up against Stuttgart, I should have actually looked at the schedule that was given to me prior to actually going into that last game, because this game is literally 2 days after. I've never played a career mode where the schedule was so poorly put out. I don't know why, when you play in the Premier League or even like the lower leagues in England, Spain, Italy, I've never had this problem, but for whatever reason, the board didn't change when the schedule was set out to change the time of our match. So I end up having to go into the cup with probably my weakest squad possible because I used all of my strong players in the last game and I didn't want to risk injury to anybody. I was thinking about changing the striker out, but I was like, you know what, he's at half stamina. I can at least use him for the first half, try to get an early goal, and then maybe just hold on to the rest of the game. So again, playing with probably the worst squad. Stuttgart's probably not playing with that strong of a squad either, but they definitely have players in that have me a little bit worried. This is obviously a Bundesliga 2 side, but they have the strength to be a Bundesliga 1 side. So it was definitely a game that I knew was going to be difficult nonetheless. So we actually ended up going 1-0 down here relatively early on into the game, and I was kind of worried. I was like, I don't want to go through what just happened in the last game, so hopefully we can just kind of shut down in defense and just kind of take our chances when we can. So going to the close of the first half, still 1-0. They get a corner opportunity here, and our keeper's finally starting to make some saves. He's starting to impress me a little bit more, but I still think we're definitely going to need another keeper if we can grab one by the end of the window. But I have other positions that I'm more worried about. I think the keeper's going to give us problems whenever it comes to Ultimate Team because of no chemistry there. But if it really comes down to it, then it's going to be a slight problem, but we can survive. I think we can definitely play well enough in Ultimate Team that it won't give us too many problems. Here it ends up being offside, and we're going to manage to move on into the second half with a 1-0 deficit. So like I said, this series is meant to be a challenge. I wanted it to be challenging. I wanted to challenge myself, make sure I didn't lose interest in this career mode, make sure that this could really, move on for the next few seasons. This is definitely going to be a project, just like our A-Bar career mode was last year. Still kind of want to bring that series back, by the way. A-Bar is still a side that's really close to my heart. Really do enjoy watching them. They've been pulling off some massive games this year in real life, so that's definitely a series I may end up bringing back. But obviously with the other career modes going on, it's going to be interesting to see how things work out. So hopefully we can get through this career mode doing things pretty well. Once I'm a little bit more set up in this career mode and I can kind of start putting my focus back on another series without kind of thinking about this one, we'll definitely bring back one of the other career modes I had started. Probably Carlos Alina. I am enjoying posting that, so I definitely want to get that back out to you guys as soon as possible because we are playing really well with Barcelona. I want to get back to that. Other than that, we managed to get out of the game with only a 1-0 deficit, but like you see, we had 4 shots, 3 on target, 53% possession. We could have won that game, but the team just wasn't strong enough. So going into Ultimate Team, you see we're only playing with 2 gold players and the 1 silver, even though we have 3 gold players on our subs bench. It kind of only made sense, to be honest. For chemistry reasons, you want to try to get your team as strong chem as possible, which is why I definitely want to start getting some French players in, which you'll see in the next episode. I've put out some transfer inquiries both in Ultimate Team and in career mode for some of the players that I'm looking at getting, but you're not going to see that until I actually finish up the transfers. But no, they're young prospects that are definitely going to help us out in career mode, but definitely still good players that are going to help us in Ultimate Team. Here, first opponent of our Ultimate Team Division 10 era basically is going to actually be against a full strength La Liga side. Have no clue why this guy was in Division 10. It kind of gave me a little bit of false hope because I was like, okay, maybe this guy just sucks because he's in Division 10 and he has this good of a team. Honestly, he probably just opened a few lucky packs and managed to get a big name player that managed to give him the money he needed. Because the guy wasn't bad. He wasn't great, but he wasn't bad either, and he definitely knew how to exploit the bronze left side of the team that I had. Obviously, I do end up making changes to the team and bringing in some of my stronger gold players off of the bench, but I wanted to try to get with some of these players as much as possible because I definitely think it's going to work out the best for us if I can get comfortable with this team because, like I said, I don't know how many changes I'm going to be able to make by the start of the next window, so or by the end of this window rather. So we definitely want to make sure we can play with as many of these players as we can, because we definitely will be replacing one or two of them, but we want to be able to have a little bit of success with them as well. We actually managed to end up going 2-0 down as Tony Cruz ends up banging this. Just a beautiful shot, really couldn't do much about it. Like I said, having a keeper that's on low chem, he kind of is out of position a little too often and gives up some pretty bad goals, if we're being honest, but I still have faith that if I can just get a better defender in front of him and bring Duarte back into the position I need him to be at center back, we'll end up being better off. Here we actually managed to grab a penalty, just ended up trying to fake shot our way in and try to like basically skill our way into a penalty. I kind of knew it was coming. The way he was defending kind of made me think he was going to be a little reckless. He didn't end up diving in. It was just a little bit of a poor time tackle. He actually ends up sending me a message here saying sorry. Don't know if he was saying sorry for his full strength squad he went up against me, or if he was saying sorry for the penalty, but whatever the reason, we managed to grab a goal here and bring it back to 2-1. So giving me a little bit of hope. Maybe I could get something out of this game, even a draw. If I could get a draw against a La Liga side, that would be incredible for us. So obviously going up against Oblak as the keeper, it definitely makes it difficult for us to go after him. But you see there, 5 shots saved and 0 from our keeper. So we're just trying to get something from this game, and we managed to just put that beautiful cross in onto the head of Waylon, I believe. Our gold player that we ended up bringing into the side, so definitely ended up helping us out there to get a little bit of chemistry, or a little bit more talent in the team, I should say. So we managed to grab another goal, bring it back to 2-2, and closing out this game, just wanted to hold on to what we had basically. I was trying to kind of work my way around. I didn't want to force anything too much though, so I was kind of just trying to pull players into the right position to block passing lanes more than anything else. Here I thought I had one more opportunity. He started diving in a little bit more, and here Matthias ends up running down. Couldn't really decide what I wanted to do with the ball because I couldn't really figure out what kind of players I have. I think I can cross the ball in a little bit more than I did in this game. Waylon gets the ball one more time, but the ref blows the whistle, and it ends up being a 2-2 draw. So, like I said, I think I probably could have played a little bit better in this game. This guy wasn't the best, but he wasn't bad either, and he had a much better side than I did. So hopefully here in the future we can get a few more games like some of these other YouTubers are in Division 10, where they're playing against teams that are either worse or about the same level as their team. That is going to be the end of this episode, though. Like I said, in the next episode, we're going to be looking at signing a couple more players by the end of the transfer window, playing a couple more games in career mode, and playing one more game in our ultimate team. So it's definitely going to be interesting this year. Like I said, we're running out of money in career mode, so we're not going to be able to make as many signings as I wanted to make. I didn't use my money probably as well as I should have, but we're making moves, we're making as much noise as we can, and hopefully we can just keep that going. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and until the next one, I will see you guys later.